Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And what a beautiful day. Most of the day it rained, but right now it is, it is cloudy, but it's not raining. And I say a beautiful day because we need the rain, we do need the rain here. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, 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 and you could share my videos with your family or friends. Let me see, a squirrel and a alligator. Plus, you could check out my playlist and find me at Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So this video here is about what is real and what is fake. Great question. There's people out there, they're beautiful people, but you know what? There's people out there, they've been lied to and programmed to believe what they were told is the truth. They've been programmed to believe this is the truth. I was taught this in school. That's what the truth is, And there could be truth to that, but there could be also lies in the mix of that, And so I just recently made videos, and I got people upset with Starlight. Yeah, they got upset with Starlight because, to explain this, that we're all here and we're all at different growth levels. There are people out here in the world that are old souls, and then there's people that are here that are not old souls. We're all in different levels in life here. We are in a university and school here, and so this is what causes a huge problem in the world, is because there's levels of growth and understanding. Have you ever met somebody when you talk with them, you're just so blown away with all the wisdom that they have, and you realize that you're not quite where they are, the things that they do, the things that they know, the wisdom and the knowledge that they have, that you're like, and then other people, there's nobody better than anybody. We all are the same, and we're all where we belong. Wherever you are in life right now, that's where you belong. But since we've been lied to from the beginning, I could say this until my face turns purple. We're living in a stimulation, whether you understand that or not. Just like we're in a video game, and a lot of you are not going to get this because you haven't gone through some stuff. You're at it, just like my grandson right now, he's 6 years old. So he's learning stuff, what a 6-year-old would learn. And you could even graduate and go to college, and there could be somebody that didn't ever even go to high school that could know some things that you didn't learn even though you went to college. Because even though we're all multi-dimensional human beings having a human experience, that we've been lied to, we've been tricked, we've been deceived. And there's a group of people that have started a war with people, you and I, and claiming that this shell here that you see is what it is. But you're missing out. If you didn't see that I'm a white human being, it's what's inside. It's not the outside. It's not what I look on the outside. It's what's going on inside. And we're all at different growths in this walk here in life. So there's people that are old souls that have been here many times before on planet Earth. So they had to learn a lot of stuff. And when they come back, then they got to remember who they were in the first place to get back to where they left off from the last time, to remember who they were, who they are, and then to help other people. Then there's other people that this is their first time here. So just like my grandson that's 6 years old, you know, it could be his first time being here, but it might not be. You know, he's too young to understand if he's here. He's very super smart. He could be an old soul, even though he's only 6 years old. So people got mad at me when I'm sticking my neck out to help other people about race is an illusion. But see, everybody is in a different level of growth where we are. And it's not saying that I'm not calling you ignorant. It's just that I have been here many times. This could be your first time on planet Earth. And so you only been here one time on planet Earth, so you didn't learn all the things that I learned, that I've been here so many times already, that I had to learn and relearn to get to where I am now. There's other people that could be old souls that know more than I do, and that definitely happens. So there's different levels. If it's your first time here, you're not going to understand that I understand right now, even though you could be older than me, but I could have more wisdom because I've been here many times before on planet Earth, an old soul. My 6-year-old grandson, when he gets older, when he's in school, he could be wiser than somebody, know more, in a way, in a spiritual sense, than somebody 50 years old when he's like getting out of school. So this is what causes a big, huge problem in the world, is because people that are not aware of that this is a stimulation that we're in, and that, if we're like in a video game, this is like an avatar. Like if you picked an avatar for a game, that's all this is. It's like an avatar. And this is what was selected for you somehow or another. Whatever you look like, no matter what skin color, it's a skin. It's a shell. So people get all upset because of what they were programmed to believe when they were going to school, what their parents told them. The things that they learned from their families and their history and their ancestors. And then they bring that pain to the new generations. And depending on what you were taught from your family, my family did not bring me up to hate other people because of the color of their skin. They never did any of that. Where I was brought up, we only had one boy of color and one girl, a boy Chinese. That's it. So what were my family going to tell me? We weren't around anybody except for mainly white people growing up. But it does not matter the outside. I'm getting people that are getting upset with Starlight, and you don't understand. I'm putting my neck out here on the line to help bring this information out there. I am not saying I'm better than you, because this is an avatar that I somehow or another I'm in this video game of life, this game of life. Only people that are old souls are going to understand this. People that are not I don't believe, I could be wrong, I don't believe a person that's not an old soul would understand how this works. It is possible if they heard this when they were younger and they grew up understanding it later on, and God could wake them up and help them to understand that this is an illusion, that the outside doesn't matter. It's what's inside. So here I am being a voice to help people out so we don't have a war. But then people want to put nasty comments on my YouTube channel to start a war, and that's why there's a big, huge problem in the world. I am doing my very best to explain this, but if you are not an old soul and you have never been here to planet Earth, it would be very hard for you to understand that this is an illusion and the outside is just a shell. But there's people that get wrapped up in so much of what they were told and what their families told them, and what, and we got to let go of the past. It's not easy. That's what keeps the war going, And on top of that, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like on the outside, even if you don't believe that this is just a shell, you need to love yourself. This is how this matrix shit works. They want you to hate yourself. They want you to have a war with Starlight. They want you to fight with other people that look different than you. That's the plan. That was the plan from the beginning. I am not here to have any beef with anybody. No, my YouTube channel is all about love, light, and peace. It's not about starting a war with you or anyone. No. If you met me in person, when I was in another community, you know what? When I was in a different community, and I'm only explaining this to help you to understand, most of the community, it was like 75%, the community was women and men of color. You know what? There was not very many white humans in that area. But you know what? The energy was so beautiful. I felt like home. I didn't want to leave this area. I had so many great contacts with the people in that town. Now there's people that will come on my YouTube channel and start attacking me when it might be the first video they ever watched, without even getting to watch any other videos that I made. By jumping onto a YouTube channel, and you just caught I've been making videos for more than 2 years, but you haven't heard all the other videos and all the other things that I said in other videos. But when you jump on and you see one video, and it's not about my video, it's about that you need to love yourself. This is what God wants. God wants you to love yourself. God wants you to give yourself a hug. God doesn't want you to care about what anybody thinks about what color. Just like on an avatar in a video game, they got all different characters. And you know what? What if you were had a game where you can have like 5 players, playing the same video game together. You all got your own sticks, and I don't even know if they do this stuff or not. And say they have so many avatars, right? And everybody picks all the good ones, and you're stuck with one that you don't want. Just like in real life, you still got to love who you are. When you learn to love who you are, there's no war outside, because you love who you are. You can accept who you are. There's people out here like myself that are helping my heart. God knows my heart. God wants to use me to help people to come together, not to be divided. So there's people that are out there, when they see things, they jump right onto it. They don't think about it. It's because they've been lied to and programmed to believe a certain way, that white people are this way, people are color that way. And they believe all these things, judging people because of their skin color, judging white people. All I know, I came out of a white mom. So there's people that are going to hate me because I came out white? And I make videos to explain that I didn't always love myself, even as a white chick. Hello? Shit. I tried to kill myself so many times in my life because I didn't love who I am. But now, I love who I am. I accept myself. And that is the big, huge problem in the world, is that they divided us and trying to get us to have a war with each other. That's, what is real, what is fake. What is real? What is fake? You believe what you've been told. Your families were lied to. This might not make any sense right now, but it's something that you need to hear. I stuck my neck out to make these videos, to put that out there. It's because I don't call people that. We are multi-dimensional spirit beings having a human experience. People are like, hey, you don't know the history. The history is a lie. They left out parts. Believe me, they left out a lot of things. So if you're believing those lies and you're attacking the very people that are actually being a voice to the voiceless, then who's the problem? It's that we need to love ourselves no matter what. No matter what people, we got to let go of the past. If you're always back there, yeah, you're going to have a hard time, accepting yourself and loving yourself. And it does depend on what kind of family you came from. If you came from a family that was always bringing up the past of what happened in the past, that's why I had to let go of my family. They were always bringing up the past. I don't want nothing to do with the past because I'm in the present moment right here, right now. Right here is where you want to be. If you sit in the past, yeah, it's like having a big scar on your, like a big boo-boo, and you're always constantly peeling at the, your scar and making it bleed all over again. And then it starts healing, and then you scrape it off and it bleeds all over again. Have you ever picked your boo-boos before? And you just wanted to take that nasty black, dark stuff off your skin? And then you start hoping that you can peel it without scarring it, and before you know it, it's bleeding all over again because it wasn't ready to heal. You need healing. You need to understand that you were lied to. Your ancestors been lied to. Your family's been lied to. I'm all about love. I don't have any enemies out there. If somebody has a problem with me, it's not me. I'm only sending love your way. I've had so many people, no matter where I go, drawn to me because they see I give them eye contact. I give everyone eye contact and a friendly smile on my face. So anybody that sees me out in public, that if I'm not busy working on my car or something, or busy doing something, I'm always really considerate at giving everybody eye contact and making them feel great. But see, there's other people out there, they don't know me. They don't see me out in public. They never met me in person. But they judge me on one time making one video, and then bam, see how the war starts? That's exactly what they want. The people that's in controlling this world, that's exactly because they know that you are very powerful and they want us to fight. We are together stronger. Divided we fall, stronger we are together. We need each other. I'm not here to start a war with you. It's just that there's levels of different consciousness levels. Not everybody is at the same conscious level to understand things. And like I said, if you're a new soul, it's going to be very hard for you to understand that we've been lied to because you're in an old program. Not, there's levels to this. Just because I never went to high school, it doesn't mean that I could have more wisdom than somebody else that went to college. It's because I'm an old soul. I'm not somebody that just got here. So you have to understand our conscious. There's different conscious levels. Not everybody is on the same page. That's why you go out in public. You might see somebody and you're like, why are they doing this? How come they're, because it could be their first time going to school. They could be, it doesn't matter if they're an adult, it doesn't matter if they're 75 years old. It's their first time here on planet Earth. They're where they belong. It doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with them, because once upon a time I was there where that person was. There's levels to this, you know? So it's not about putting bad comments out. It's about keeping our hearts right and letting go of the past. That's what we need to do. We need to let go of the lies and the old programs. I'm not here to start a war. You need to watch some other old videos that I made and see who I am. You know, it's like, you know, meeting somebody the first time and making a quick a judgment on that person the first time you meet them. But not, you know, and that's why it takes years to get to know someone. You can't know me on the first time meeting me. You know, it takes a long time to get to know me, just like me to get to know you. I can't, you know, I can make a judgment on you and say, oh yeah, this is how this person is. I do this. I'm like, you know what? We don't have anything to talk about because they're in an old program. I'm over here, they're over here, and that's okay. Because it's so important that you don't want to be distracted. You know, if there's people that have nothing to say, nothing to put at the table to talk about, you know, because I outgrown all that stuff. I'm not back there anymore. You know, I want to talk about how to be the change that I want to see in the world, how to become my greatest version. I'm not talking about football and, you know, Hollywood stars in the news. No, I really never even was that way back there. I don't talk about that kind of stuff. You know, unless there's something that I can learn from it. So we're all in different, you know, phases of life. So don't get mad at me because you don't understand what I am trying to put out there. People will, bam, they'll just like an attack because they are hurt inside. They need help. They need love. They need to love themselves. They've been lied to. I don't hate you for attacking me. I understand that you're hurt and that you need healing and you've been lied to and you've been programmed to believe exactly what you've been told. And it's all a bunch of stuff that they've done to start a war with all of us. They don't want us to come together. There's a lot of people I've met on this journey that understands that. And they're not white. Their avatar is not a white avatar. So I love everyone. I'm not about what you look like on the outside. I don't care if you're a beautiful woman or a handsome man. I talk to anyone, you know. There's beautiful people, even though you might not see them as beautiful on the outside, they're beautiful on the inside. So please, that stuff is not allowed on my YouTube channel. I will delete your messages if you can't put, you know, respect out on my YouTube channel. I'm not gonna have it on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is about love. It's about getting together. It's about peace. And it's about freedom of speech, of being in a kind way. But at the same time, being real and being your authentic self. And so I love you. This is stuff that needs to get healed. You know, I'm not out here attacking people. You know, this is, God is using me out here because these are things that need to be touched. These are things that need to be talked about. There's people that don't bring these things up because they are very hard to talk about, you know, without saying color names. You know, how am I going to describe it if I don't? We are all multi-spiritual beings having a human experience. It's not the outside, it's what's going on in the inside. I love you so much. And so anyway, you could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you could share this video with your family or friends. A bird, because I heard one, and a bee, because I've been having bees. And also, you could check out my playlist, and you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight. Also, Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. And again, I didn't say this in the beginning, is if anyone wants to send love to Starlight, you can on my Cash App, and I will have that information here. Pshing! There it is. And I love you. I don't care what avatar you picked or what you didn't pick. I love you for who you are, flawed and all. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.